Welcome in, guys, to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. This is your boy JustCMTexx. I'm back and we're getting ready to go over team number 19 in the series for the War of Champions that recently passed most used teams. So this team here is a very good team, a niche team of course, but it's coming in at number 19, had a 70% win rate with almost 3,000 battles that it was used in. So this team is obviously pretty strong. It's really good. And it was used in War of Champions quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and look at that team, look at the structure, look at the setup, look at some weapon combinations that will be viable and possible, and that I think will absolutely work. So let's go ahead and look at this team here. And it starts with Commander John. So we have Commander John. It's a little bit different than team number 20, but we have Commander John, Christmas Carol, Akira, Sarge, and Deputy Carl. Now, this is a very unorthodox team because this team here only has what we would consider to be one damage dealer. So normally when you're building out an offensive team, you kind of want two damage dealers on that team, and you kind of want a control tune, you know, maybe a command tune, or somebody that's going to help against so much of the payback and bide and reflect and, you know, that type of a counter damage. So you typically want to kind of build your team out that way, but this team is unique in that way. That is unique because this team has a healer in here with Carol. We have the infection going with Commander John. All right. You have Sarge in here, who is a very strong, sneaky offensive tune. You know, if you're not used to using him, maybe you're newer to the game, you don't understand how Sarge works, but he is very strong. Now, there is some overlap between Sarge and Carol. Carol does do, she gives the camouflage, and so does Sarge as well too. So both of them, you know, give that camouflage here, as you can see here with Carol at the start of each turn, while on the attack team, 100% chance teammates get camouflage for one turn. So she keeps giving that camouflage, and Sarge gives it too. But like I said, Sarge is very sneaky with, you know, his skill set. And how is that possible? Okay. So we know at the start of each turn, 100% chance two hidden Allegiance teammates get Guardian Shield, and one of the teammate gets Guardian Shield. So he is going to give out a Guardian Shield. What is that going to help with? It's going to help with the payback and the reflect damage that can possibly come in. So not only do you have the camouflage from Carol, you also have this Guardian Shield that is a part of the protection as well there too. So it says when other teammates receive the camouflage status, 65% chance random enemy gets debilitating status for 2 turns. So not only is he doing that, he's also giving out debilitating status for 2 turns. Now, what is the debilitating status going to do? It's going to directly play into his cutthroat, because his specialist skill, when this fighter deals damage to a fighter that is under the effects of a debilitating status, they will deal 100% extra damage. So he has 100% extra damage built in with this debilitating status thing coming through cutthroat. And not only that, check this out, he has even more damage happening with the cutthroat training. So cutthroat 2 specialist skill damage bonus is increased by 40% more than normal. So Sarge is doing a boatload of damage. So even though he's not a traditional damage tune, he's gonna act as that damage tune, as you're gonna see in the video coming up. But also too, if you put this weapon in his hand, if you have the BB gun, he's gonna get that plus 20% attack. The weapon has 55% attack on it, and on top of that, it is an improved attack boost. So he's gonna deal plus 35% attack damage, and it ignores all defensive bonuses. So those defensive bonuses that some of these tunes have on them, you know, the extra 40%, the extra this, it's gonna ignore that. It'll ignore all those defensive bonuses that they have, and it'll only deal with the base defense that the tune has. So this weapon in Sarge hands is very, very good. And then next we have Deputy Carl. All right, Deputy Carl is also a Cutthroat 2 specialist tune. So what's going to happen is you're doubling up on the debilitating status effect damage. So when, you know, Sarge gives that debilitating effect damage, Carl is going to be able to benefit from that too. Not only that, right? Carl also does something where he gives out debilitating effects. So at the start of each turn, 60% chance a random enemy gets impaired, stunned, and dazed for 2 turns. So this is turning out and shaping up to be a really, really good setup. This is a very good setup, right? And we'll go ahead and look at just some mod variations. I mean, you could do different mod setup, you know, however it is that you want to play the team, but this is how I would do it, setting up the team as well here too. And then we didn't talk much about Akira because Akira's sole purpose is applying as much burn as he possibly can. Now, the attack stats of this team is not overall super strong, but Akira's going to give just enough burn to help bring down that HP so that Sarge and Deputy Carl can actually finish off the tunes, as you're going to see in the video. So what Akira is going to do is he's going to act as our command tune. All right. And once we attack, we're going to command someone. And then once we command them, he's going to apply that burn effect that he gives whenever he uses his command tune, burning command. When performing the defensive action, 5 enemies get 10% of this fighter's living team's total attack stat and burn damage for 2 turns. So that is definitely going to help out there. So with this team setup, you know, if a person has burn, bleed, attack, you know, resistance on their team, obviously this is not going to work. But if you're playing some mid-low tier teams, as we all run into in some cross-region wars, you can be able to pull this team out and be able to use them very, very effectively. This is your boy JustCMTexx. I do have a video that's going to play after this showing you the actual setup for the attack team. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Peace. Alrighty, so here we go. In theory, how this team would work against a mid-tier team. You see you have your infection out here already on the field with this line here. So we're going to come down here and do infection, so we can get the infection going over here for this side here. And now we see that he's also stunned, which put a debilitating effect out there. We also have the camouflage going from Carol, so we can kind of, you know, work to take this line out here, or we can work down this line over here. So on Carol, since we have the ransack weapon, we're going to go ahead here and we're going to ransack, and we want to try to take that 400 there we go, defense from this line. So now this line is going to be easier for us to be able to kill and take out. So let's go ahead and attack this line here with Sarge. We do a lot of damage here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and attack here, taking her out, and then we're going to command to get that burn there as well there too. And now he's going to be ready to go prime next turn. So he shoots here, but it's not going to be able to kill because obviously we have that protection there. So we're going to come here with Sarge, be able to take them out. There we go. And yeah, he did get the payback there, but that is fine. We are not too concerned about that. And now we can go ahead and just knock the rest of these 2 out. But this is in theory how the team will work against a mid-tier team. We all got camouflage here. We could go ahead and rush, take him out. Yes, that's going to pay back him, but obviously that's taken out. Or we could have just waited a couple turns and, you know, just defended, and the burn would have eventually killed him. But there you have it. That's how this team would work in theory against a mid-tier or probably a little bit higher team there. But The concept here is for you to have that infection going out there, so that if the infection doesn't kill, you got Sarge doing damage, Deputy Carl here doing damage as well, and Akira coming with that fire. And then you have the payback protection coming from A Christmas Carol. And you have John all around providing the infection, the reinfection, and providing the guardian shield.